It's been a long wait, but it's finally here. This is the Ranger Raptor V6. Is it worth your money? Let's find out. When you hear the word Raptor, the term apex predator naturally comes to mind. And that's exactly what the Ranger Raptor is. It's at the top of the food chain. It's the meanest, baddest pickup in the market. The twist is, we didn't even get it in its meanest form until now. When Ford launched the Ranger Raptor in the Philippines back in 2023, it was met with raving reviews, including from this channel. But what we got back then was actually a watered-down version of what they got in other parts of the world, like Australia. We didn't get the V6 engine, we didn't get the adaptive fog shocks, and we didn't get the variable exhaust. Now, this Ranger Raptor right here is the full shebang. It gets the engine, it gets the adaptive fog shocks, it gets the variable exhaust. Okay, so on the outside, the V6 Ranger Raptor looks almost the same as the regular bi-turbo Ranger Raptor. You still get these C-clamp LED headlamps. The Raptor gets the same adaptive matrix headlights as the Wildtrak. It can actively direct the light beam to improve visibility on curvy roads and also to avoid blinding the people ahead of you. You get this aggressive looking grille over here with the Ford logo spelled on it in big bold letters. If you don't know yet, the Ranger Raptor is about 2 inches wider than the regular Wildtrak, and that's not just because of these aggressive fender flares. It gets longer suspension arms for a wider track and also better suspension travel. You get 17-inch wheels wrapped in 275 70 series Bridgestone all-terrain tires. These are some of the biggest and most aggressive tires that you can get on a stock pickup. You get a step board over here, you don't get roof rails. Of course, you get power folding side mirrors with repeaters and cameras. Now, what's different here is, one, the shocks here are bigger. You get 2.5-inch Fox shocks here, and these shocks are adaptive. The official term is live valve technology. It can adapt in real time depending on the settings and input from sensors around the vehicle, from steering to suspension height, accelerometers, braking, and more. It has 3 settings. Normal offers the best balance of handling and comfort. Sport improves on-road handling by making the suspension stiffer. And off-road is generally softer but offers more damping at the top and the bottom of suspension travel. Also, one important difference here is that this Ranger Raptor comes with a front locking differential, which is very important for off-roading. You get plenty of underbody protection here. You got this very thick bash plate over here, made of steel. And it goes all the way to the bottom of the engine. You also get protection for your transmission and also for your fuel tank. So the most important difference here is under the hood. It's not called the Ranger Raptor with adaptive fog shocks. It's called the Ranger Raptor V6. This is the main selling point of the Ranger Raptor. This is a 3-liter V6 engine. Now for comparison, the Ford Bronco also has a V6, but that one only is 2.7 liters, and that puts out less power. This is bigger, it's more powerful. It puts out 400 horsepower. It's coupled to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now currently in this price bracket, only the Shark 6 has a higher power output. The rest are way lower. Now here at the back is where you can most easily tell that you're looking at the V6 Ranger Raptor. You won't find any V6 badges over here, but when you see these dual tailpipes, you know that you're looking at the V6 Ranger Raptor. Now, like I said before, this has variable exhaust, so you can make this louder or less loud depending on your preference. So the tailgate of the Ranger Raptor is assisted. As you can see, it's pretty light. It could use a bit more assistance so it doesn't drop like that. You do get the bed liner as standard. You also have an AC power outlet over there. This is one of the biggest beds in its segment. You can fit a Euro pallet in between the wheel arches. The Ranger Raptor though has a slightly lower payload capacity than the Wildtrak because it has softer rear suspension. The softer rear suspension is good for improving ride quality and also for off-road use. But yeah, the compromise is that your payload capacity is a bit lessened. It definitely has enough space to fit our sponsor for today. Introducing the Atto Sport Mobility Scooter. The world's most innovative mobility scooter. It folds into a small suitcase size and it has wheels so you can move it around like a trolley. It separates into two parts. It has leather seats and grips, an illuminated LCD dashboard, enhanced lighting for extra visibility. You can install optional armrests. It's perfect for seniors as it's easy to lift and unfolds in seconds. It has a maximum speed of 10 kph, shock-absorbing flat-free tires, high ground clearance, advanced braking system. Be free to travel anywhere, land, sea, or air. It has 20 kilometers of continuous driving range. Engineered with flair, designed with passion for performance. Be active, be free, be yourself. Atto Sport, moving life. Okay, so we're now inside the Ranger Raptor V6, and on the inside it looks almost the same as the regular Ranger Raptor by Turbo. You got the same 12-inch infotainment screen in vertical orientation. This has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You also got a 360 camera. You got dual zone climate control with physical knobs and buttons here. You also have a physical volume knob here. You have a wireless phone charger. You still get the same knob here for selecting your different drive modes. Now you have 2 high, 4 low, and you also have 4 automatic, which is a 4-wheel drive mode that you can use on sealed surfaces like on pavement. In terms of materials, this part of the dashboard is covered in what feels like velour. This is also soft touch right here. This is leather wrapped. This is leather wrapped. These over here are leather wrapped. You got leather wrapped seats, which are specific to the Ranger Raptor. Yeah, it's leather wrapped here. You have some velour inserts here. You have Raptor badging over here, and you have these very comfortable headrests. Both front seats are power adjustable. You also get adjustable lumbar support on both front seats. You get an electronic shifter over here. Plenty of storage here. The glove box is decently sized, although it's not dampened. One of my complaints about the Ranger Wildtrak and the Ranger Raptor. You also have some retractable cup holders here next to the air vents, so you can keep your drinks cool. Plenty of storage underneath the center armrest. You also have a 12-volt outlet over there. Now, as for the changes, you'll find most of them on the steering wheel. You now have different suspension modes, different exhaust modes, and you also have a button here for your different steering modes. Okay, so we now have extra buttons on the Ranger Raptor V6. This over here is your damper setting button. You have 3 different presets for your suspension. You have normal, you have sport, and you have off-road. Normal gives you the best balance of ride quality and handling. Sport improves your handling when you're driving on twisty roads. And of course, off-road is ideal for off-road settings. You also now have this steering button over here. You can now change the steering weight depending on your preferences. So you have normal, which is the lightest. You have comfort, and then you have sport. You also now have this R button over here. We also now have this button over here, which is for your exhaust. We have 4 different settings. We have quiet, we have normal, we have sport, and we have Baja. So this is quiet. It is pretty quiet. And then this is sport. This is Baja. You now have a front differential lock. Now, unfortunately, to access that, you'll have to go through the screen again. It's about a 2-step process. Maybe it's something that you'll get used to eventually, but I wish we got a physical dedicated button for that. You also have one USB-C port here, one USB-A port. You have this 12-inch instrument cluster. You have these cup holders over here with these spring-loaded tabs so you can fit cups of various sizes. You have an electronic parking brake over here. This also has auto hold, but you don't get an auto hold button. You'll have to go through the screen again. Space back here is the same as the regular Ranger Raptor bi-turbo. I have plenty of knee room here, about 4 to 5 inches. I have a foldable armrest with 2 cup holders, 2 air con vents over there, 1 USB-A port, 1 USB-C port, an AC power outlet. You have map pockets in both front seats, and you have plenty of grab handles here for easier entry. There is comfort in knowing that if the Ranger Raptor can't get through it, nothing else can. When you're in the Raptor, you're in the most capable off-road pickup that you can buy in the Philippines. Now this trail right here is Arden Trails Cavite. They have a rally course and a motocross track that you can use for a fee. It's good for intermediate riders and rally enthusiasts. You may check out their Facebook page, which I'll link in the description below. The Ranger Raptor suspension is a marvel of modern technology. You may have seen videos of the Ranger Raptor going airborne. I'm not gonna do that in this trail, but I've done it before, and it's the only pickup that allows you to do that without breaking your back. The suspension is on another level compared to other pickups. It's soft enough to absorb small imperfections, but the damping increases as it compresses, which prevents the suspension from bottoming out. The suspension travel is also the longest in its class. The power of the Ranger Raptor is addictive. It's not quite as instant as the Shark 6, but the buildup of power, accompanied by the screaming Banshee exhaust, makes it feel a lot more fulfilling in my opinion. It's a night and day difference between the V6 and the diesel in terms of power. The traction control allows you to kick the rear end a little bit for a short period of time. If you go over that limit, it starts reducing power a lot to keep the rear end in place. You see that I'm slowing down a lot on this turn even though I'm mashing the throttle, and I couldn't get it to rotate more than I wanted to. The key, of course, if you want to do donuts or power slides, is you have to turn off the traction control, which I somehow forgot to do. If I had one complaint about the Raptor's off-road features, it's still the same as before. It's the lack of physical buttons for essential off-road functions. Like there is no dedicated button for turning on the front and rear lockers. You have to do it through the screen, and it's a 2-step process. Also, it's not really a major complaint, but I wish it came with a manual handbrake for those stylish handbrake turns. The Ford Ranger is the best riding pickup in its class. It rides a lot better than the Hilux, the D-Max, and even the Navara. And that's not a small difference as well. My mother is testament to that. She rode at the back of the Navara, and according to her, the difference is more than significant. The steering of the Raptor feels well weighted. It's not as light as the one on the Wild Track. The ratio is also a lot quicker than the Wild Track. It's only 2.5 turns from lock to lock,
which definitely comes in handy when doing those quick U-turns and power slides on the dirt.
Downshift, downshift, downshift. Yeah, it comes with paddle shifters, and the paddle shifters are actually quite responsive. Upshift, it upshifts right away. You downshift, and it downshifts right away.
The Ranger Raptor has a very comprehensive ADAS system. You get all the driver assist features that the Shark 6 offers, like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist. In addition to those, you also get parking assist, which most Raptor owners probably won't be using. The lane keeping assist of the Raptor is particularly good. It can trace lines on the road pretty well, although still not at the same level as Subaru's Eyesight 4. What I also like about it is that it doesn't feel like you're fighting the steering wheel. It doesn't jerk the wheel off your hands. It's a very gradual and very subtle assist, and you never worry that you're gonna lose control.
It's actually doing a very good job.
The Shark 6 and the Raptor are both apex predators, but they have different specialties. The Shark 6 is very impressive on the road and on light trails. It has the quickest 0 to 100 time, and it's a lot more fuel efficient. It's not really a specialized off-roader like the Ranger Raptor. It's slower, it has highway terrain tires, its rear double wishbones are gonna limit articulation, and the fact that there is no way to lock opposite axles is gonna be a problem, as we've seen on a lot of videos. The Ranger Raptor rides better than the Shark 6, even on paved roads. It's just overall a more comfortable pickup to be in. It is a specialized off-roader, so as expected, it is better at off-roading. The main drawback of the Raptor is its fuel economy. I was able to get 5.9 kpl in the city and about 11 kpl on the highway. Also, because it's not a hybrid, you're not exempted from coding. The Ranger Raptor V6 sells for 2.7 million pesos. At that price, I think it is a bargain. For just 16% on top of the price of a bi-turbo Raptor and half the price of a Bronco, you get adaptive Fox shocks, a glorious exhaust tone, front and rear lockers, and the most powerful engine that you can get on a truck, at least here in the Philippines. Yes, the Ranger Raptor can do normal stuff like haul cargo and carry you to work comfortably, but think of those as bonuses. What this is a muscle car on steroids and stilts, and can drive on rough terrain like no other truck can. If the sound of that appeals to you, then there is no other truck on the market that comes close to it.